Wagyu A5. The grading is the product. Japan ranks beef on a yield letter from A to C and a quality number from 1 to 5. And A5 means the top yield with the top score on marbling, color, firmness, and fat quality. Marbling itself runs on a separate beef marbling standard from 1 to 12, and A5 begins at BMS 8. 3 regional brands sit at the apex. Kobe beef must come from Tajima-bred black cattle raised in Hyogo Prefecture and certified by the Kobe Beef Marketing and Distribution Promotion Association, which assigns each animal a 10-digit identification number traceable from birth to plate. Matsusaka from Mie and Omi from Shiga compete in the same tier. The export problem is the word itself. Wagyu is not legally protected outside Japan, and most American Wagyu on U.S. menus is a Wagyu Angus crossbreed at roughly 50% Japanese genetics. Only around 30 U.S. restaurants are certified to sell genuine Kobe, retailing near $300 per pound. Ribeye. The cut comes from the rib primal between the 6th and 12th ribs of the steer, the section that does the least work and accumulates the most intramuscular fat. The marbling sits heaviest in the spinalis dorsi, a curl of muscle wrapped around the central eye, and steakhouse cooks pull that curl apart and serve it as the prized cap. USDA Prime requires abundant marbling on this cut, but only about 5% of U.S. beef grades Prime in any given year. The fat melts at high heat, self-bastes the meat, and forgives modest overcooking. Standard menu portion runs 12 to 16 ounces, often with a thick fat cap left intact along the upper edge. Outside the US, the cut goes by different names. Australians call it Scotch fillet. The French call it entrecôte, and in British supermarkets it sells as rib steak, dry-aged. A method, not a cut, and the oldest one in the steakhouse playbook. Whole primals hang at 34 to 38 degrees Fahrenheit at 80% humidity for 28 to 90 days, sometimes longer. Surface molds from the Penicillium nalgiovense family, the same genus that ripens soft cheeses, colonize the exterior and break down muscle fibers and fat into glutamates and ketones. The meat loses 15 to 30% of its weight in moisture, and another 10 to 15% gets trimmed away as inedible crust before sale. What is left tastes concentrated, with notes of blue cheese, browned butter, and roasted nuts that no fresh cut carries. Peter Luger in Brooklyn has dry-aged every porterhouse the same way since 1887. The price premium runs $5 to $10 per pound on top of base ribeye. Filet mignon, cut from the psoas major, the long tapered muscle that runs along the inside of the spine and almost never contracts during the animal's life. The result is the most tender beef on the carcass and the least flavorful. A 6-ounce fillet has barely a quarter of the intramuscular fat of a ribeye and depends on sauce or bacon to carry the plate. Steakhouses solve the problem with béarnaise, green peppercorn cream, or a wrapped strip of bacon called a bard. The cut is the priciest because there are only about 4 to 6 pounds of true fillet on a 1,200-pound steer. Tornitos Rossini, the mid-19th century Paris dish named for the composer Gioacchino Rossini, used small fillet medallions stacked with foie gras and black truffle, and still appears on classical French menus today as the high-status expression of the cut. Bistecca alla Fiorentina, the Tuscan T-bone, defined by law more strictly than any other steak in the world. The cut comes from Chianina cattle, the largest beef breed on the planet, mature bulls reaching 3,800 pounds. The steak weighs a minimum of 2.6 pounds and is cut at the thickness of 2 fingers, roughly an inch and a half. Tuscan culinary tradition allows only one doneness, rare in the center with a charred crust, and any cook serving it well done is disqualified by reputation. From 2001 to 2006, the dish was effectively illegal across the European Union after the British BSE crisis triggered a ban on bone-in beef from cattle over 12 months old. Tuscan restaurants quietly served boneless versions or imported younger cattle until the ban lifted. Cooking method is precise. The steak stands vertically on its bone first to seal, then lays flat for 3 to 4 minutes per side over white-hot embers. Hanger steak. 1 per cow, hanging from the diaphragm between the kidney and the last rib, weighing roughly 1 pound on a finished animal. American butchers in the 19th and early 20th centuries kept it for themselves because it was too small to retail and too good to discard, which is how the cut earned the name butcher's tender. French bistros revived it as onglet in the 1980s, and the cut crossed back into American steakhouses by the 2000s. The flavor is the beefiest on the carcass, dense and almost organ-like, but the muscle grain runs coarse and must be sliced thin across the fibers, or the meat reads as chewy. Retail prices sit at $10 to $14 per pound, less than half a ribeye. Picanha, the cap of the top sirloin, a triangular muscle weighing 1 to 3 pounds, with a thick fat cap left attached on the outside. Brazilian churrascarias slice it into thick crescents, skewer the crescents on long swords, salt them heavily, heavily, and roast them over wood coals until the fat renders and crisps. Fogo de Chao opened its first U.S. location in Dallas in 1997 and introduced picanha to American diners, who had no Portuguese word for it. The cut is sold in U.S. supermarkets as, quote, top sirloin cap, or culotte, usually under $10 per pound, despite its Brazilian status as the signature cut. Brazil exports about 2.5 million tons of beef annually, the largest volume of any country, and most of that beef comes from Nelore Zebu cattle raised across the Cerrado interior. Wet-aged. Cryovac, the vacuum-sealed plastic bag patented by Bernard Sands in 1944 and commercialized by Sealed Air in the 1950s, made wet aging possible. Primals are sealed in their own juices and refrigerated 7 to 28 days, during which enzymes break down connective tissue without any moisture loss. The cut keeps its full weight. The processor sells the same poundage they bought, and dry aging's 30% shrinkage problem disappears. By the 1970s, the system displaced traditional aging across industrial American beef, and today roughly 80% of U.S. steakhouse and supermarket beef is wet-aged. The trade-off is in the nose. Wet-aged meat carries a faintly metallic or sour note from anaerobic fermentation, absent the cheesy depth of the dry cellar. New York strip, cut from the short loin, the same primal as the T-bone but on the opposite side of the bone from the fillet. The original Delmonico's restaurant in Lower Manhattan added a Delmonico steak to its menu in 1837, and the cut became associated with New York fine dining for the next century. Firmer than ribeye, more flavorful than filet, with a moderate marbling band running through the center, it is the steakhouse default for diners who want the classic profile without the extremes. Weights cluster around 10 to 14 ounces. Some markets sell it as Kansas City strip, club steak, or shell steak depending on whether the bone is left attached. Skirt and flank, two adjacent cuts from the underside of the rib cage, often confused but distinct. Skirt steak is the diaphragm muscle, longer, thinner, and fattier. Flank steak is the abdominal muscle next to it, leaner, broader, and more fibrous. Mexican fajita, from the Spanish faja for belt, refers specifically to skirt steak as grilled by Rio Grande ranch hands as early as the 1930s. The dish reached restaurant menus in Austin in 1969 and spread nationally through Ninfas of Houston in 1973. Carne asada in Mexican-American kitchens uses either cut, marinated in citrus and chiles, to break down the coarse grain. Slice against the grain or the meat fights back. Hanwoo, Korea's native cattle breed, genetically isolated from Japanese Wagyu for roughly 2,000 years and certified by a national grading system that runs from 1+ to 1++ at the top. Animals are fed for 30 to 34 months. Longer than most U.S. beef at 16 to 22 months, with the final 8 months on a high-energy finishing ration. Hanwoo carries marbling close to Wagyu but with a slightly leaner profile, and Korean butchers slice premium grades thin for bulgogi or grill them whole as daeungsim, the Korean ribeye equivalent. Top-grade Hanwoo retails in Seoul department store food halls at $200 to $300 per pound, and the meat is almost never exported in volume. Only about 3% of the national herd reaches the 1++ grade, and Korean buyers treat it as a special occasion purchase rather than a weeknight cut. Tomahawk, a ribeye with the rib bone left long and Frenched, meaning scraped clean to expose 6 to 8 inches of polished bone resembling a hatchet handle. Average weight runs 30 to 40 ounces with the bone, and steakhouses charge $80 to $200 a plate for what is, anatomically, the same muscle as an 18-ounce ribeye. The argument for bone-in cooking is conduction, that the bone insulates the meat next to it and produces a juicier result. Food science testing across multiple labs has shown the effect is minimal at best, and the marbling under the fat cap accounts for most of the flavor difference. The tomahawk is a visual product more than a culinary one, and the price reflects the photograph as much as the protein. Steakhouses started featuring the cut in earnest after Instagram launched in 2010, and plated food turned into a marketing channel of its own. Reverse sear, a modern method developed by J. Kenji Lopez Alt at Serious Eats around 2007. Instead of searing the steak first and finishing it in residual heat, the technique flips the sequence. The steak goes into a 225-degree Fahrenheit oven until the interior reads 115 degrees, then gets a 60-second sear per side in screaming hot cast iron. The slow warm-up dries the surface, which Maillard chemistry needs to brown properly at the final sear stage near 285 degrees Fahrenheit. The result is edge-to-edge medium rare, without the gray band that traditional pan-searing leaves under the crust, mimicking the temperature curve of sous vide without the water bath. The underlying principle came from low-temperature cooking experiments by Heston Blumenthal at the Fat Duck in the early 2000s, before immersion circulators became affordable for home kitchens. Argentine asado. Argentina consumes more beef per capita than any country in the world, around 80 pounds per person per year, and the wood-fired Parrilla grill is the national kitchen centerpiece. Tira de asado is short ribs cut crosswise across the bones into long strips, similar to the Korean kalbi cut, salted and laid over coals from quebracho hardwood for an hour or longer. Cattle have grazed the Pampas grasslands since the expedition of Pedro de Mendoza in 1536, and modern Argentine beef is almost entirely grass-fed, producing leaner meat with a stronger umami and grassy edge than the corn-finished American counterpart. Asado is also a social form. The asador, the person at the grill, never serves the meat all at once but rotates cuts onto the table across 2 to 3 hours. Chateaubriand. The thickest center cut of the beef tenderloin, traditionally a 1.5 to 2 pound roast for 2 people. The dish was named for François-René de Chateaubriand, French diplomat and writer, by his personal chef Montmirail in the 1820s, and was originally served with a butter and shallot reduction sauce called sauce Chateaubriand that predates the more famous sauce béarnaise by a few decades. Modern restaurants often pre-slice the roast at the table after a 25-minute oven roast at 425 degrees Fahrenheit, and finish each slice with béarnaise, demi-glace, or a peppercorn cream. The cut sits at the priciest end of the menu by virtue of using the heart of the most expensive primal on the steer. From Wagyu A5 sold under a name no one outside Japan can legally police, to a hanger steak that almost never reached a menu until the 1980s. Every cut on this list carries more story than meat. Geography, grading systems, and a single Tuscan law shape what ends up on the plate as much as the animal does. Let us know in the comments which one we should go deep on next.